we are talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this was directed by James Mangold, and I've seen some things from James Mangold, and I like those, but it kind of may have been better if it was directed by Steven Spielberg. I don't know. I mean, I don't, but, and this was John Williams' last film before retiring. I wish he wasn't retiring, but I wish him the best. And the beginning, to me, the beginning and end were good, but the rest they need to go back to the drawing board on. You would think, as long as this has been in development, they would have come up with something better than what they did. There was a lot of CGI. I mean, for some reason, I wasn't expecting as much CGI. Now, I haven't seen anything with Phoebe Waller, so from what I could tell, I mean, she was good in the role, but her character was a jerk. I mean, and it was just so, she could have been written better. It's like, why is she such a jerk to everybody around her? And so I'm thinking from here there are spoilers. So if you just want to stop and see the movie yourself, or just don't want to waste your money on that, keep on going. The rope around Indy's neck at the beginning, when in the first 20 minutes when the Germans are about to hang him, the rope around his neck looks like CGI. And that may have been for the actor's safety. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories of movies using rope and that backfiring. So I'd rather have a fake rope and a live actor. It wasn't wild about Helena's father, played by Toby Jones, and I usually like him, but I don't think this was the right character for him. I just didn't like Baz. It was like, can you please go away? I mean, to me, he just was like extra baggage. I mean, he just seemed like somebody to tag along with Indy for the first 20 minutes and then die off screen. Exactly was Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena after the dial, because she says, she makes it clear it's not about the money, it's not about her dad, so why exactly is she after the dial? I mean, there's no reason for her to be after the dial. And I liked Antonio Banderas' character. I wish he hadn't died. And for the final film of Indy, why weren't there any snakes? I mean, there's eels, and the Helena's sidekick Teddy says they look like snakes, and then he just snaps back at him like, no, they don't. And I mean, they had bugs, but I mean, like, just why not both? They always have both usually. I mean, what is with this franchise and bugs? Just ugh. In the other films, the villains usually know who Indy is when they first lay eyes on him. But at the beginning of this one, the Nazi leader, I can't remember his rank, he just yells at everyone, calling Indy a spy, saying the spy was on loan. And even when they find Indy's bag of accessories with the hat, the whip, the jacket, it doesn't click with them. And nobody seems to care exactly who he is. They just call him a spy, and they think Baz is a spy, and it's like, it's the 40s, the war is ending. Have you not heard about the Ark? Have you not heard about the Holy Grail? I mean, they should know who he is. That's what I'm saying. And to me, there was nothing about Mads Mikkelsen's character of Jurgen Voller that told me he was power hungry and wanted to fix Hitler's mistakes. There was nothing about him that told me he wanted to go back in time. I mean, there was nothing about anybody's character that told me they wanted to go back in time. As far as I remember, Indy did not want to go back in time. He was just grumpy and wanting to retire. And I loved Voller's giant goon, who is played by the Dutch bodybuilder Oliver Richters, who his character never said a word, but he had a powerful presence. And he is just getting, and Oliver Richters is just getting into movies. The only thing I have seen him in, though, is Black Widow. I know who's in one of the Kingsman movies, but I've only seen him in Black Widow, where he is arm wrestling with Alexei, and there's a lead scene of a longer fight between them. But you can find Oliver Richters on Instagram and on his YouTube channel, The Dutch Giant. So check him out. I mean, something that bugged me was that the goon, the giant goon, continuously hits people without knocking them out. But at the end, Helena hits Indy, and she's able to knock him out easily. I mean, I just was like, what? I mean, the goon had hit Indy several times without knocking him out. And I just felt like Slender Helena should have had something in her hand to hit Indy, not just her fist. I mean, like, do you have some kind of secret super strength we don't know about? And I didn't like time travel. It just didn't fit with the franchise. And I like that it didn't work because they go back to 216 BC instead of 1939. So I guess that's better than it actually working, but I just wish they hadn't gone that route, especially with as much time as it's been in production. There was no need for time travel. It just doesn't work with the franchise to me. But I do like how they foreshadowed it when Indy and Helena find Archimedes' tomb, and she's looking at the frieze, and they think it's a phoenix, but it has propellers, so it's actually the plane that's crashing. And there's a watch in the tomb, in the casket with Archimedes. And this is so weird to me. But Indy says he wants to stay in 216 BC with Archimedes because supposedly there is nothing for him in the present. There's nothing for him in 216 BC either. Just get on the plane, Indy. I like Marion's return. I mean, people say it's anticlimactic, but it's better than Helena putting on the fedora. Let's go with that. I know there were several endings they filmed, and John Williams had to recompose music for them, and there were several test audiences who didn't like the endings they had, so if this is the best they had, let's go with it. And I forgot to say this earlier, but I also love that Sala returns and helps Indy, but at first I was worried it was going to be that one scene at the airport, but it was actually a really good role they have in them. And overall, this just needed to be a better film for a final film in the franchise, to me. I mean, I know they worked so long with it, and it just needed to be better. And possibly, write several characters better as well, not just jerks and grumps. So here's a question. Should Indy have died, stayed in the past, or enjoyed his retirement with Marion?